Today I will show you how I converted this plane to the coin in a completely usable 3D model using AI in just few minutes. This tool will basically take any 2D image or concept art and convert it into a 3D model that then can be put in any game. Let's get started quickly because this is going to be amazing. So this is a project that we're going to be adding a 3D model in. So this is just some kind of starter kit from Kenny, and I deleted the coins. Okay, so following the image that I showed you in the introduction, okay, we're going to actually be adding our own coins generated by AI. This is just going to be a quick example, okay, of what can it be done in this tool. But of course, you have complete freedom about creating any kind of model that you want. That is what is actually amazing of this tool. So this is the platform that I found that actually does the best work. It is called Routing. Okay, you can Google it. It is super easy to use. One feature that I particularly really like is the fact that you can both just use any kind of image, such as the coin, or you can also write your own text and describe the model that you want to generate. Okay, not only that, but also here it has like some kind of marketplace with models that people have generated. Okay, so here you can actually find some interesting things, and you can see they look quite interesting. Okay, and then all the models that you generate, all the models that you may download here from this kind of marketplace are going to be stored here on the mine section. Okay, so once this is clear, let's basically import our coin, okay, over here, and then we will click generate. And well, here there are some steps that we have to follow in order to actually generate the model. Basically, the steps are three: the geometry generation, then the material generation, and finally the pack. Okay, basically the download itself. So for the geometry, we can start to see here something. So this is just like the base of the model, the mesh, let's say, and here we can also write some things for the geometry. Okay, of course here this is super based in the image that we provided, and here, well, it also says, for example, pixelated coin, classic video game. You can add here more terms if you want to make it more specific. In my experience, for simple things, you don't really have to input here anything else. But for more complex models, for more accurate models, etc., you can always type in here any information that you want. Here you can also select more other options, again, related to the geometry of your model. I find that, again, for most of the cases that I have been trying out with this tool, just the default options that it automatically recognizes are going to work just well. Here you also have more advanced options that will allow you to tweak even further. Once that you have correctly chosen all the options, you can here confirm, okay, and you can select the amount of polygons. And here you also have like the hyper option, okay, that takes more time but provides finer processing for thin surfaces. You can try this option out if you really want. As far as I have tested, I wasn't really, I didn't really need this option. And the cool thing is that also most options have like this icon over here that will tell you what option is about. Okay, what is the option about? So I will just confirm with the default polygons amount, and I will click here, confirm. And then here, if this pops up, I will basically click continue because I think that I have modified here some options. So I'll click continue. Here it will ask us if the generated object is symmetrical. In this case, it is symmetrical, as you can see. So I'm going to click here yes. And once again, we have to wait a couple of seconds. Now here we have our coin. This actually starts to look quite good. If the mesh isn't so accurate or something like that, you can actually open here the mesh editor. And basically this will allow you to modify its mesh. Okay, you can, for example, I don't know, let's say that you want to add eyes to it. You can do it, and you can even add a face. You can even rotate your model and add things on the back. You can literally do whatever. Of course, you can also do this after generating your model. You can actually do this in any 3D modeling software. But just in case, if you want to modify here some tiny thing in your model, you can do that. And once that is done, click confirm. The next step is to generate the materials. Once again, you can input here your own text. You can just leave the default text that Rodin has detected. And in the generate, you can also here modify more stuff. I will just click generate. And here we have the model, okay? It looks amazing in the material and everything. Just if you compare both, are super similar, okay? Are super similar. As I told you, this is a quite basic usage, okay? You could I think quite easily model this on your own, but I just wanted to showcase here quite something quite simple to create, but also you can experiment with more complex things. Of course, you always have to keep in mind that these AI tools are still in beta. I found that Rodin is always updating its platforms with more options here to generate your models more accurately and overall improving their algorithms in order to create better models. So it is really something that currently works super good, even for, let's say, more intermediate things. But well, of course, in the future, it is still requires some work that is being done, okay? Once the material is okay, we can click confirm. And finally, here you can select the last things about the geometry, the file format, and some last settings in terms of the material, okay? In this case, the default settings will work just well, but I will just make sure that here, for example, I'm using OBJ to avoid any kind of problem then when I import this into Godot, and I will click download. This will leave us with a zip file, okay, that we are going to extract. And inside of here, well, we are going to find the model itself and then the different textures that then we can apply in Godot. So let's get actually now into importing this model in Godot. So here I am in a complete empty project in the in this template that Kenny provides. Okay, I just deleted the coins that it provides by default, and now we are going to be adding the one that we generated in Rodin. So I will basically drag and drop here the extracted folder into the file system. I'm going to give it a second, and here I will have it. In this case, I will rename this folder to something like coin, okay? So here I am with this, with the new folder, okay? Now, this isn't a Godot tutorial, so I'm not going to explain exactly all the process about how to implement this coin in depth, okay? But I will still go through the process, okay? So I will create a new area 3D that I'm going to be calling coin 2, okay? Because there is already coin in the project, so to avoid any problem with that. And then let me drag and drop here the model itself, and I will reset its position to basically 0, 0, okay? Let's also add over here a collision shape to it, and I will assign basically a box is going to work, and let's make this smaller like this and like this, and it's also in this axis. There we go. But as you can see, it has no textures applied, okay? That's why actually Rodin provides here the textures. So here we can basically go to surface material override, and here creates a new standard material. And here we can start loading in the different textures, okay? So in the albedo, we can load in the diffuse over here. And now, yeah, it starts to look quite well. And we can also, if we want, load in the metallic and the roughness textures, okay? So as you can see over there, we do have our coin looking super good. Now I'm going to attach a new script to it, okay? And I will detect the collision with the player, and the player here, it is a character body. So let's detect it here with the on body entered signal over here, and I will connect it. Let's also, by the way, here save this scene. And what I will do over here is to say if the body dot name is equal to player, then let's just delete ourselves. Okay, there we go. And I also want to make my coin look at the player, okay, so that it basically rotates toward the player. And to do this, I will use the process delta function, and right here I will do look at. The target is going to be our player, so we're going to do get parent dot get node player, okay, because here we would instantiate our coins like right here in the hierarchy. So by getting the parent, then we're going to be able to actually get the player node. And in this case, the target, I'm just going to be using its position X. Then over here, I will use basically the X, Y, the axis Y, okay, and finally the C over here, okay. Oh, I'm sorry, let's actually convert this into a vector 3 so that we can actually use it, because target is a vector 3. So let me convert all this into a vector 3 like this. I will also make the coin a little bit smaller, something like 0.5. And now we can basically instantiate over here the coin that we have just added over here. We don't have to mind here the rotation, since then we are going to be rotating this object by code. So let's, for example, add one coin over there. Then I will add other coin over there. And one last coin in some place like here. There we go. And now when we play, here we have collected one coin, the second coin, and the third coin. So yes, and basically by doing this in a super simple way, we were able to generate our own 3D coin, import it in Godot, and start using it. Anyway, let me know what you think about this AI tool that I presented in the comments down below. See you in the next one, and bye bye.